Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Joined Akatsuki with One for All movie. Before we start, please go support Julio43 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Deku is a male. Chapter 1, The New Izuku. We met at the sports festival at the Shoto Todoroki vs Izuku Midoriya fight, although the latter had a broken finger. Izuku, come on Todoroki, use your fire side. Shoto, since I said I will never use the power of my cursed father. Izuku, damn, my broken finger hurts. I still don't know how to use the Ofa weight, and if I use it all over my body, I'll try it. In that, Izuku, without wasting time, would activate the Ofa throughout his body, emitting green rays, surprising everyone greatly. Izuku, wow, it worked. I don't feel like my bones are breaking. Shoto, it's not because those rays came out of your body that you can beat me. Izuku didn't say anything, and at great speed he appeared in front of Shoto and punched him in the stomach, almost knocking him off the platform. Those in the stands were surprised by Izuku's speed and seeing that he didn't break any bones. Mina, while Midoriya's speed increased. Kirishima, and he's stronger than before, that's for men. Bakugo, how come that damn Deku has become powerful, but it doesn't matter since I will be the winner. In the fight, Shoto was seen shivering from the cold due to using his quirk too much. Izuku, you've had enough of me. We're all giving our best here and you're only using 50% of your power. Understand that power is yours, Shoto Todoroki, not endeavor. Everyone was surprised by such words while Shoto just smiled and then activated his fire side and looked at Izuku still with his smile. Shoto, you're crazy Midoriya, but why did you do it? Why risk yourself for me? Izuku, I'm not risking myself for you, I'm just doing what a hero should do. How about we end this with our best attacks? Shoto, if you're right, I hope you survive. So the two of them launched themselves against the other Myth, and Saiments tried to stop them, but it was too late. Izuku threw a powerful smash at Shoto and the latter threw a large fireball at him. PC, wow, this is awesome that you teach your students Aizawa. Aizawa, I don't teach them anything, but it surprises me. PC, wow, this is awesome, let's see who won this fight. In the stands there was a lot of smoke, not allowing anything to be seen until a few moments later, when the smoke slowly disappeared, allowing an inconvenient person and another person to be seen standing. PC, the winner is Izuku Midoriya. Public, hiya, good fight. Mina, finish. Tsuyu of Gyro, defeat. Mineta, Todoroki was supposed to be the second strongest in the class. Uraraka, Deku-kun is very strong, don't you think, Lida? Lida, yes, although I'm also surprised that Midoriya's bones didn't break. In the infirmary, we see Izuku, Shoto, and Recovery. The latter was scolding Izuku and Shoto for going so far. RG, stop giving me so much work, brats. Izuku, I won't give him much anymore since I already know how to use my gift, haha. RG, okay, I hope so. I don't want to see you for a long time, I want a vacation. So all the fights were the same until after Momo's defeat against Tokoemi. Izuku could see in Momo's face the sadness that he also had when he was a child because of Bakugo, but it was because of the defeat. Uraraka, Deku-kun, where are you going? Izuku, I'm going somewhere, I'm coming now. Uraraka, I'll go with you, yeah? Izuku, no. That surprised everyone. Izuku, well, see you later. Mina, don't you think Midori has changed a little? Kirishima, yes, he has changed, but the most surprising thing is that he says no to Uraraka. Toru, it's true, it's strange, then we'll ask him. Note, the battle of Lida and Uraraka has already passed. With Izuku. We see Izuku walking in search of something or someone until he saw a black-haired girl sitting crying. He just went and sat next to the girl. Izuku, crying isn't going to solve anything, you know, Yaoyorozu. Momo, what are you doing here? Midoriya wiping away tears. Izuku, that doesn't matter, but crying isn't going to solve anything. Momo, you don't know what it's like to lose. I'm weak and you're one of the strongest in the class. I'm just useless. Izuku, You are not useless, he said, catching the girl's attention. It is not because you lost against Tokoemi that you cannot be strong, so I forbid you to say once again that you are weak, you heard. Momo, why do you worry about me if we don't talk or know each other at all, Midoriya? Izuku, because that's what a hero does, right? He said, approaching the bad girl's face, making her nervous. Besides, I don't want to see your beautiful face have tears. Momo, what are you saying, Midoriya, pervert? She said very nervously while blushing. Izuku, Jijiji, he got closer to the girl and gave her a kiss on the cheeks. You are cute when you are nervous. Momo, Baka, why did you do that? Don't do it again, she said, very red with embarrassment. Speakers, may Izuku, Midoriya, and Katsuki Bakugo appear on the platform, please? Izuku, well, I have to go. Momo-chan, wish me luck, he said, giving the girl a smile. Momo, don't call me that, she said, even more red. Izuku, when we are alone I will call you whatever I want, or look at a flying turtle, he said, pointing in a direction. Momo, a turtle where we're said to look at the address but saw nothing. Instead he felt something grab his butt. Midoriya, pervert, do not touch that. Izuku, it's very hard and soft at the same time. I like it. Well, see you later, Momo-chan, I love you, he said, running without looking back, leaving an upset but also blushing Momo. On the battlefield. PC. Well, my dear audience, this is the final battle where it will decide who is the strongest of this year. The next fight is Katsuki Bakugo vs Izuku. Midoriya, said the hero screamed. Bakugo and Izuku came out of the tunnels. Bakugo had an arrogant smile and Izuku was serious but at the same time calm. Myth, are you ready? He said, seeing how the two just nodded their heads. Start. Bakugo, Deku, I will crush you since I am the best, he said arrogantly. Izuku didn't say anything, he just got into a fighting stance while activating his quirk. He controls 18% at the moment. Bakugo would launch himself against Izuku with his explanations and would try to give him an explanation from the left, but Izuku steps back, dodging him, and then grabs him by the wrists, and pulls him in, and gives him a headbutt along with a punch in the face. Bakugo would get up very upset to start throwing many explanations at Izuku, who dodged them with difficulty. Bakugo, stop moving, damn Deku. Bucking Deku, he said while he lunged, and they had a hand-to-hand combat even though Izuku had the advantage. PC. Wow, this fight is getting intense, it's magnificent. What do you think, my dear Aizawa? Aizawa, don't scream, I'm by your side and this fight is impressive. I can't believe that Midoriya has become so strong. In the fight. Bakugo was upset because Izuku had the upper hand in the fight, but inadvertently he would give him an explanation, sending Izuku flying. Izuku would quickly get up and at great speed he would kick Bakugo, but he did not stop as he grabbed Bakugo from the horses and gave him some knees in the stomach, but Bakugo would manage to separate himself by a little. Izuku, I'm lucky I was training hand-to-hand combat before the festival. But in that something Izuku almost dodges an explanation from Bakugo, who looked very upset. Without wasting time he would launch himself against Izuku again, but this time with a lot of explosions in his hands. Bakugo, how is it possible that you are surpassing him? I should be the best of all. You are just a rock in my way. Damn shiny, said the ashen-haired man. Izuku, without wasting time, would increase the percentage of the Ofa, although he would feel that his bones were going away. They hurt, but he did not care, and he launched himself against Bakugo. Both of them gave each other blows after blows. Bakugo would throw many explanations without stopping while Izuku dodged the explanations and kicked and punched. The fight continued for 2 minutes until they both separated. They were both tired, but Bakugo was the most tired. Bakugo, how is this possible? I should be the most powerful. How can you keep up with him? He said, very irritated and at the same time annoyed. Izuku, I'll just tell you that I'm no longer that crying child that you knew. I'm a new Izuku. I'm no longer afraid of you. Bakugo, he said with a serious face, we better end this. I'm going to launch my best attack. Get ready. I hope you don't get unconscious with this. Bakugo, don't give me orders, you bucking annoying piece of shit, he said while preparing a large exhibition in his arms. But Izuku, without wasting time, would put all his strength into his arm, launching himself against Bakugo, the latter also. But what Bakugo didn't expect was that Izuku suddenly sent all his strength into one of his feet, hitting him squarely in the shoulder, destroying the combat platform and also creating a large smoke screen. PC. Wow, this is one of the biggest fights I've ever seen in my life. The audience was just surprised and at the same time anxious to see the win. The audience didn't see when Izuku kicked Bakugo in the shoulder. Mineta, they are monsters, how can they do such destruction? Denki, I'm right, who can do it, face destruction? Shoto, while Midoriya has become very strong. Kirishima, it's true, that's for men. Momo, but you've won Midoriya, wait, why do I worry about that pervert Heya? The smoke was slowly dissolving, revealing a raised arm. He doesn't have a broken arm. Everyone saw Izuku with his arm raised, revealing that he was the one who won, but they saw that he had a broken leg. But they also saw Bakugo, who was unconscious in a character. PC, and this year's winner is Izuku Midoriya, also the strongest this year. The entire audience was screaming with excitement at such a spectacle, while some robots took Izuku and Bakugo to the infirmary. Time skip in the infirmary. We see an already healed Izuku and a Bakugo with bandages all over his body until his entire class entered. Mina, Midori, that was amazing, you were able to defeat Bakugo, said with stars in her eyes. Tsuyu, it's true and congratulations on your victory, Karo, said the little frog with a smile. Uraraka, wow, Deku-kun, that was great how you got strong, she said with joy. Izuku, he thinks it's not that big of a deal, but leaving that aside, and where is Lita, curious question. Uraraka, he left, and said he had a family problem, he said to his green-haired friend. Izuku, oh I see, well recovery told me that I have to rest, it's better that you leave because you know what she's like, he said a little nervously, making everyone leave except Momo. Izuku, I just looked at Bakugo to see if he was awake, but no, something's wrong, Momo-chan. Momo, yes, something very serious is happening, why the hell did you touch my butt? She said with annoyance. Izuku, come on, it's not that bad, Momo-chan, he said so that with one movement he could bring her like that, or don't tell me you liked it. Momo, no, I liked it, now let me go, he said blushing, but then he felt a kiss on the cheek and something groping his but making him moan. Momo, Aya, stop, Midoriya, if not, I'll report you to the director, she said a little excited. Izuku, Gigi, it's soft, but well, you have to go since recovery can come at any moment, he said to give her a kiss on the cheek. Momo, don't do that perverted thing again, she said, running away with a blush. Time skip 20 minutes. Chapter 2. Time skip 1 week. After the sports festival, the UA gave students a week to rest. Although Izuku took advantage of that moment to train now that he knows how to control the OFA. Although he also gained a bit of fame for having won the sports festival. At the UA, we see Izuku enter his classroom, although he had his clothes a little tattered, with a hickey on his neck, and he was also distracted. Izuku notices that they kept looking at him and asks, Izuku, what's wrong? I have something on my face or what? He said, confused by the looks of his companions. Everyone / Momo / Bakugo. No, you have nothing on your face, they said, still not believing what they were seeing. Izuku, then why are you looking at me like that? He said, confused. Mineta, and you still ask, said crying blood. Denki, Midoriya, how did you get that hickey on your neck? Said trying not to kill Izuku. Izuku, that's because when I came to the academy I met some girls who wanted my autograph and well, one of them sucked my neck and left me that hickey, he said, embarrassed, surprising everyone. Mineta, damn, you're saying that you have so many fragile ones behind you now, I hate you, Midoriya said, crying still with blood. Momo, apart from being perverted you are a womanizer, Momo thought, looking at Izuku. Then Aizawa comes in with his drug addict face and his sleeping bag. Aizawa, sit down now, he said, activating his quirk. Well, first of all, congratulations on your performance at the sports festival, plus to you, Midoriya, Tokoemi and Bakugo. Well, I'll show you the applications that the heroes sent you, said the caterpillar mother. Katsumi Bakugo, 2000. Shoto Todoroki, 1289. Tokoemi, Seme forgot his name, 111. Well, the others are not so important. Tsuyu, excuse me, Aizawa-sensei, why didn't Midoriya receive any applications since he was the first in the Karo Sports Festival? Said to get everyone's attention. Aizawa, That's easy since according to the heroes they don't want someone who breaks their bones in their agencies, he said, surprising everyone, and besides Midoriya already managed to find a hero to train him, he said as if nothing. Oh, what? Aizawa, well that's all, you have until lunch to tell me who you'll be with and you'll also have to choose your hero names, although I won't be the one to tell you. He didn't finish because he was interrupted. Myth, I will be the one to help you choose your hero names, she said, entering the room and seeing that all the men were looking at her with a blush, although Izuku just looked without any relation. Myth, wow, let's see how much you resist broccoli, he thought with a perverted smile. Aizawa, well, I'll leave you by, he said before leaving like a caterpillar. So everyone started choosing their hero names. Although Izuku didn't know what name to give himself, Myth also kept bothering Izuku a little. Time skipped 20 minutes. Myth, well, let student Midoriya come and introduce us to his hero name, said the plus 18. Izuku just stood up from his seat and let his hero name be seen. Izuku, for the moment this will be my hero name, although I am thinking of another one, but for the moment this will be my hero name is Deku, he said, showing the name. Uraraka, but why don't you leave it Deku-kun, it looks great on you, she said with a smile. Izuku, I won't leave it because I don't want it, I want another name, he said, making Uraraka a little sad. At that the bell rings and everyone comes out except Izuku and Momo, although the latter was stopped by Izuku. Momo, Midoriya, I need something for you, she said, looking at Izuku. Izuku, come on, Momo-chan, just call me Izuku, he said, getting closer to her. Momo, we have to go to lunch, and she didn't finish because she felt something groping her butt. Izuku, it's not that hard to call me by my name, he said, squeezing his butt a little hard. Momo, no, stop, she said, trying not to moan louder. Izuku, only if you call me by my name, said, giving him a kiss on the cheek. Momo, okay, Izuku, but stop, said the brunette. Izuku, see, it wasn't that difficult, Momo-chan said, to stop squeezing her, but well, Momo-chan, how about we go to lunch, said the broccoli with legs. Momo, don't do that again, Izuku said as she ran away. Time skip. Uraraka, Deku-kun, why were you late, Uraraka said. Izuku, I had something personal to do, he said without looking at her until some people came. Jairu, we can sit with you, she said, a little embarrassed. Shoto, I want to sit with you too, he said with a small smile. Izuku, of course, why not, he said, giving a smile to Jairu, Shoto and Momo. Jairu, thanks Midoriya, she said, a little blushing. Time skip at the start. We see how everyone said goodbye, although Izuku went to his locker, but when he arrived he saw a love letter. Letter. Hi Midoriya, I just wanted to tell you that you're great. I admire you a lot for what you did at the sports festival. Well, I also wanted to tell you that I fell in love with you. I'm not going to tell you who because if you see him, maybe you'll tell him that I'm ugly, but anyway, see you soon. Izuku-kun, I love you, 2 hearts a lot. Izuku was shocked after finishing reading the letter because he didn't expect that. The next day. Aizawa, and don't forget, listen and don't do anything mischievous, you heard, he said seriously. All Hai-sensei. So everyone went in different directions to their agencies. Izuku, upon arriving at Grand Torino's house, went and knocked on the door. Torino, yes, I offer it to you, said the old man. Izuku, hi, I'm Izuku Midoriya. I'm here to do my internship, he said calmly. Torino, who are you? He said confused. Izuku, Aiza, for now you can call me Deku, he said, understanding the hint. Torino, because for the moment, he said with intrigue. Izuku, because I didn't know what name to give myself, he said calmly. Torino, okay, leaving that aside, let's start your training. According to what Tashinori told me, you control 23%, so in these 3 weeks you will have to control at least 40 to 50%, so let's go, he said, but was interrupted. Izuku, excuse me Torino-sensei, I would love to not only fight with my fists and legs but also with a sword, he said with a smile. Torino, okay, I'll try to find a sword for you, but for now we're going to plan your training, which will be like this. First week. We will train hand-to-hand combat without rest, you will only rest 1 hour per day. Second week. We will train the one full all throughout the second week. You will have to leave the one full all active, and as in the first week you will only rest 1 hour per day. And in the fourth week, we will improve your speed in the one full all, and we will also try that when you activate the one full all the rays of said power do not attract attention. But the last day of the internship we will go to patrol, but at night. You understood, brat? Izuku: Of course I understood. When we will start, he said with a big smile of determination. Torino: Right now, brat said, throwing himself against Izuku. Time skip 3 weeks. In all those weeks for Izuku it was hell, since his training was not normal, but he did not complain since he was able to control 50% of the one buck all. But what also surprised Izuku and Gran Torino is that Izuku was able to awaken a new quirk, which was danger sensing. I won't explain how he woke him up, I'll just say that it was thanks to Gran Torino. He also improved his physical condition a little more and knew how to fight hand-to-hand combat. While the rays of the one full all this only lasted 3 minutes, without the rays it also reached a speed almost equal to that of Gran Torino. And finally Gran Torino got him a sword, even though he didn't know much about swords, but he decided not to train much with the sword and concentrate more on his final training. Torino: Hey brat, put on your hero suit and we'll go on patrol, he said, looking at Izuku. Izuku: Okay, Torino-sensei said to go get his hero costume. Torino: Okay, brat, let's go, he said, leaving with Izuku. Time skip. We see Izuku and Gran Torino on a train heading towards OSU, but suddenly 3 Nomas appeared. Torino: What the hell, boy, get the civilians out of here already, he said, preparing to attack. Izuku: Be careful, since those Nomas are different from those who attacked the USJ, he said, to start taking out civilian allies. Izuku: Everyone is here, there are no injuries, he said, a little worried. Civilians: Yes, we are fine, thanks kid, they said with a little fear. Izuku: Wait, Lita is in this city. Shit, everything is explained. He wanted to come here to OSU to avenge his brother. I have to go save him. He thought to run away, but not before seeing that the civilians are okay. Elsewhere in an alley, we see a paralyzed Lita, a wounded hero, and a Stain approaching Lita to kill him. Lita: Damn villain, I'll send you to the law for almost killing my brother, she said angrily. Stain: Another fake hero deserves death, he said, to try to cut him off, but received a kick from someone. Lita: Midoriya, what are you doing here? Go away. This is none of your business. I want to avenge my brother, she said with annoyance. Izuku: Shut up, you only did that for revenge. A true hero doesn't go around taking revenge. We'll talk later, he said seriously, although it wasn't clear why he had the cape and mask on. Stain: Another brat said to launch himself against Izuku. Izuku did the same. Both had a fight, although he did not let himself be touched by Stain's knives, but they did not realize that the press was recording the fight. Stain: You're a good boy, but I'll give you a chance. I'll leave you alive, but you'll let me kill those 2, he said, pointing at Lita and the other hero. Izuku: I prefer to die than to leave them, he said, and then at great speed he appeared to the right of him, and kicked him. Stain flew out with a broken rib, but Izuku took advantage and gave him another blow now in the face, causing him to crash into a wall. But Stain ran at Izuku to try to cut him, but Izuku saw his attack coming thanks to his danger sense, and dodged it, and then kicked him in the stomach, but before he could fly into the air, Izuku grabbed him with both hands and gave him a strong knee to the face, causing him to faint. Everyone watching the fight was shocked to see a simple student defeat the hero killer with ease, they said. Izuku used 45% of the OFA to defeat Stain. Izuku: Hey, are you okay? He said, approaching Lita and the hero. Hero: Yes, and thank you for saving us, he said, seeing Stain unconscious. Lita: I had to beat him, not you, she said with frustration. Izuku: Lita, revenge is not good. If you continue like this, they will end up killing you. Understand that, he said in a serious voice. Lita: But she didn't finish because she saw some heroes coming along with Endeavor, Gran Torino and Shoto. Torino: I told you to save the civilians from the train, not to come and fight the hero killer, he said seriously. Izuku: The civilians are fine, don't worry, Torino-sensei, he said calmly. But then a Nomu appears who tries to take Stain, but Izuku, thanks to his sense of danger, managed to save Stain and activate the OFA at 20%, and give the Nomu a big kick in the brain. The next day. Torino, brat, come see this, he said with a small smile. TV reporter, as I was saying, this boy is a UA student who was doing his internship, but in his internship he saved many civilians, and not only that but he also defeated Stain the hero killer. Well, we don't know his name, but if you're listening to this I thank you for saving those civilians and more importantly saving my daughter. And a picture of him. They don't see his face. Torino, wow, you already have a reputation, brat, ha ha ha, he said laughing. Izuku, it seems so, although I am grateful that Ian has not seen my face, he said with a smile. Well, I have to go home since tomorrow the academy starts, and thanks for having trained me, Torino-sensei, he said at first with a smile but at the end with a bow. Torino, no, you brat, but and who are you? He said, acting like a fool. Izuku, for now call me Deku, he said with a smile. Well, I have to go by Torino-sensei, he said to head to the exit. Torino, bye brat, take care, he said with a smile and then looked at the TV. The next day. We see a Momo get out of her limo and then start walking through the halls of the UA, but she saw something strange. She saw Izuku talking to 3 girls. Momo, I knew you were a womanizer, maybe you do the same thing to them as you do to me, touch their ass, stupid womanizer, thought as she headed to class. Izuku was walking through the halls of UA after talking to 3 second-year girls. Upon arriving, he opened the door. Everyone seeing Izuku did not hesitate to jump and ask him questions except for Momo, Bakugo, Jairu and Todoroki. Izuku answered all the questions and then said something that shocked everyone. Izuku, Lida, I'm going to take your position as president, he said, looking at him seriously. Lida, because she said in panic. Izuku, you know it very well, he said with a serious face. Lida, okay, I guess you're right, she said with a smile. Uraraka, what are you talking about? She said with intrigue. Izuku, nothing important, Uraraka said to go and sit next to Momo. Tokoemi, you've changed a lot, don't you think so, Dark Shadow? He said, looking at Izuku sitting down. Dark Shadow, yes, and to be more honest, I really like this new Izuku Midoriya, he said, raising his thumb. Izuku, good morning, Yayorozu, how are you? He said with a smile. Momo, hi Midoriya, I'm fine, thanks for asking, womanizer, she said, but she whispered the last thing but Izuku heard her. Izuku, so womanizer, you deserve a little punishment, Momo-chan, he said in a whisper and with a flirtatious voice. But they both didn't realize that someone heard everything, making them jealous even though they didn't know why, but that's where All Might comes in. All Might, I'm entering like a normal person, he said, entering in a very unusual pose. Good morning, young people, today you will have a speed test, so get ready and put on your physical education uniform, he said, leaving in a burst. Izuku, did you hear that? He said so everyone would leave the room, although without anyone noticing, he touched Momo's butt. Momo, damn, she wasn't lying when she said I deserved a punishment, she said, a little blushing and at the same time annoyed. Time skip. In the fake city we see everyone in the observation room except for Izuku, Lida and Siro. Mina, who will win according to you? She said happily. Toru, I say Lida is the fastest, said the invisible one. With Izuku, Lida and Siro. Speakers, ready aces brands YAA. Lida and Siro, without wasting time, ran away throwing their tapes, but they both heard something that surprised them along with those who were watching. Speakers, winner Izuku Midoriya. Time skip. We see Izuku enter the All Might office, who was serious and at the same time worried. Izuku, something's wrong, All Might, I see you're serious but also worried, he said with intrigue. All Might, sit down, Midoriya shouted, and what I'm going to tell you is something that can put your life in danger, so I want you to take this calmly. Yes, he said with a worried face. Izuku, okay, but what do you have to tell me? He said, already sitting. All Might, without waiting a second, began to tell him the story of the One Full All and the All for One, and of the ancient bearers of the One Full All and all that. Izuku, I see, from what I see this situation is very serious, he said with a serious face. All Might, that's right, Shonen. I preferred to tell you before, he said with a serious face. Izuku, I see, but I highly doubt that All for One is dead since according to what you told him you didn't find his body, he said, looking at him seriously. All my, that's right, I couldn't find his body, and you're right, maybe he's alive, he said seriously. Izuku, this situation is serious, but for the moment we will leave that aside until everything appears fine, although that does not mean that I stop entering and lowering my guard, he said with a smile. All my, Jeej, you're right, don't let your guard down, he said with a smile in his muscular form. Well, I wanted to tell you that I will summarize what happened on the island where Melissa lives since I do not want to do that part. I will only summarize a little, or the most important thing. Everything happened like the original story, except here Izuku, seeing that Momo was there, took advantage, and every time he saw her he would corner her against a wall and touch her butt and give her kisses on the cheek, although he touched Momo's butt more. Melissa also fell in love with Izuku when she saw him because for her he was cute, although she didn't tell him for fear that he would say no. Izuku was also the one who defeated Borfram. I don't know if that's how it's written. He defeated him without the help of Almight. He also found out that Melissa wanted to go to UA in the support courses, so she was able to convince Almight to enroll her in the support courses. Chapter 3 Camp. It had been a week since the incident in the island where Melissa was able to go to the support courses, and the UA gave some days off. At the UA, we see an Izuku walking through the halls of the academy until he reaches his locker and sees a letter and a chocolate. Letter. Hi Izuku-kun, I heard what happened on that island. I hope you're okay. Well, I don't have much time since I'll be late for class, so I'll leave you some chocolate. I made it for you. I hope you like it. 2 hearts. Izuku finished reading and just smiled and ate the chocolate, but then someone would arrive behind him. Melissa, hello Midoriya, how are you? Izuku, hiya, oh it's just you Melissa, please don't appear like that, he said with fear but in the end calm. Melissa, hee I'm so sorry, and how are you? She said nervously. Izuku, I'm doing great, and you, he said with a smile. Melissa, I'm fine. Hey, I was wondering if she didn't finish because someone bumped into her back. Momo, Ash, I'm sorry I didn't pay attention to where I was walking, she said getting up. Melissa, don't worry Yayorozu, hee, she said with a forced smile. Izuku, hello Yayorozu, how are you? Said the broccoli. Momo, hi Midoriya, I'm fine but I have to go. I have something to do, she said running away. Izuku, she looks strange, but what were you going to tell her, Melissa? Melissa, bu well, I wanted to know if you want to have a D-date with me this weekend, she said very blushing. Izuku, sure Saturday is fine. Well, I have to go, I don't want to receive a punishment from Aizawa-sensei, Lara said, giving him a kiss on the cheek and running away. Melissa, he kissed me, why is this sus? We see an Izuku arrive at his classroom, but he saw that the door was closed. Izuku, shit, I'm late. Let's see what excuse I should give to Mommy Caterpillar, I know, ha ha ha, he thought the last thing with a smile and then entered. Aizawa, can you tell me why you're late, Midoriya? He said with his quirk activated. Izuku, I'm sorry Aizawa-sensei, a cat crossed my path and I had to take the long way, hee hee, believe it. Everyone, seriously, what excuse is that? Aizawa, okay, go and sit down. He asked me what color the cat was. Everyone, he believed it. So classes began, but Aizawa noticed that Izuku wasn't paying attention / looking out the window, making him a little angry. Aizawa, Midoriya, can you tell me the name of the first baby with a quirk and what quirk he had? He said with his quirk activated, and the whole class turned to look at him. Izuku, his name is Taka and his quirk is unknown. In short, it is unknown, he said, and then paid attention to the classes. So I finished classes until I got to recess, but Momo and Izuku stayed in the classroom. Izuku, something's wrong Momo-chan, he said looking at her. Momo, I should ask you that, you've been distracted almost the entire class, what's wrong with you? She said, worried about her classmate. Izuku, I'm glad you care about me, but don't worry, I don't have anything, I'm just surprised by 2 news I received 2 weeks ago, he said to touch one of Momo's breasts. Momo, Aya, stop, if you're okay we're going to eat, she said before running away. In the cafeteria. Todoroki, it took them a while to arrive, said while eating. Izuku, It's nothing he said, but then two girls approached. May, hi Midoriya Izuku, can we sit with you? She said with her typical attitude. Melissa, hi guys, can we sit down? She said a little embarrassed. Izuku, sure, sit down he said with a smile that made the girls blush. Uraraka, I don't know why but something tells me that they will take away something I want, she thought to see Melissa and then to Izuku. Jairu, I never thought I would say this but being in this group is cool, she said with a small smile. Shoto, with saying it's better than eating alone at a table, said the bicolor. Uraraka, they are right, said with a smile. Tsuyu, changing what kind of class Aizawa sensei Karo will give us, said the little frog. Izuku, I don't know but something tells me it will be difficult, he said thoughtfully. Melissa, seriously, being in the hero's course is difficult, she said curiously. Izuku, you don't even have to say it, but anyway, we have to go to class because the bell has already rang, he said, getting up. All, hi Captain, they said mockingly looking at Izuku. Izuku, yeah, let's go, you bunch of brats, haha, he said mockingly. All, hey, what a bunch of brats, they said with a vein on their forehead. So they both went to class with some other nonsense. Aizawa, well, listen everyone, in 2 weeks you will have your end-of-term exam. So you have to study hard because whoever doesn't pass will not come to the camp. Izuku, slowly interrupts sensei, but what camp if you can tell, he said intrigued like everyone else. Aizawa, I won't say any more information, I'll just say that whoever fails will not pass the quarter that they warn you about. Well, let's go, I'm sleepy, he said to get into his sleeping bag and leave the classroom like a caterpillar. Mina, hey guys, how about we go out tomorrow to the mall? Said the lost alien happily. Todoroki, I'm sorry but I have to go visit my mother, he said to leave. Tokoemi, I have things to do so I won't be able to, he said also leaving. Izuku, well, I'll think about it since I have things to do, he said calmly. Uraraka, and what do you have to do, Deku-kun? She said intrigued. Izuku, I'm sorry Uraraka but it's personal, I mean it's family, he said with a smile. Momo, well, it would be better if we went. It's getting late. She said for everyone to leave but Izuku cornered her against the wall. Izuku-kun, what are you doing? She said blushing and a little upset. Izuku, nothing, I just want to mark my territory since I saw that there are some who won't stop looking at you, he said with a little annoyance. Momo, oh you're jealous that the boys see me, hahaha, said mockingly. Izuku, TCH I don't want them to get close to what's mine, he said jealous. Momo, oh so I'm yours, now you want to mark your territory, she said with a mocking smile. Izuku, say what you want but let him mark you, said trying to bite his neck but was stopped. Momo, if you mark me as yours you will stop touching me until camp, she said with a smile of victory. Izuku, I'll stop touching you for just a week, he said with a face. Momo, 2 weeks, she said mockingly. Izuku, just a week, he said seriously. Momo, okay but why do you always touch my body, she said seriously. Izuku, good question but I won't answer it and besides I have to take advantage of this moment, he said to bite Momo on the neck and start caressing her butt and breasts. Momo, I see you're taking advantage but stop now stop now Izuku-kun please, she said a little excited. Izuku, I don't want to, he said while putting his hand under Momo's skirt. Momo, no, that's going too far, Izuku-kun stop, she said annoyed. Izuku, yes, I already know, but if I can't come in here, I'll come in here, he said and then gave Momo a kiss. Momo was in shock but for some reason she reciprocated the kiss which just a few minutes later they separated. I have to go Izuku-kun, she said but she gave Izuku a kiss on the mouth and ran away. Izuku, well that marks her as mine, he said with a smile. Chapter 4 Camp 2. I'm not going to put the scene where Shigaraki and Izuku meet again since I'm thinking of skipping the quarterly battles. The written exam that Class A had already taken was now in front of the fake city of UA. Aizawa, well it's time to move on to the next test, said the mother caterpillar, but the director came out of her bandages. Nizu, hello, young people, said the cheese-faced mouse. Izuku, say hello guys, said for everyone to greet the director. Mina, excuse me director, it's true that in this test we are going to face robots, said the lost daughter of the Pink Panther. Nizu, No, in fact we told Class B to tell them that they faced robots, he said calmly. Mineta, in short, we are not going to face robots but other people, said the lost Hyuga. Aizawa, that's right, and you will face us, he said with an evil smile, scaring everyone except Izuku. So all the fights were the same until the fight between Izuku and Bakugo versus All Might. Izuku, hey Bakugo, I have a plan for this one didn't end because Bakugo interrupted it. Bakugo, go buck yourself you damn Deku, I will defeat All Might myself, just watch, he said with an arrogant smile. Izuku, you're saying that you could defeat All Might, the symbol of peace? Don't make me laugh, said the sarcastic broccoli. Bakugo, shut up, damn it. I don't need your help to defeat him, he said, annoyed. Izuku, it's okay, I just wanted to help, so go on, I'll be watching how your face gets blown up, he said as he sat on the floor. Wow, so here are heroes, he said with a villain smile. Bakugo, without wasting time, would launch himself against All Might, giving him many explanations that All Might would dodge. The latter would grab him by the head and pin him to the ground. That's all you have, hero. How pathetic, he said, and then looked at Izuku. And you're going to let your partner die, he said, looking at how Izuku got up from the ground. Izuku, see Bakugo, you're just a fly in front of him, watch how the snake defeats the eagle, said the broccoli. From one moment to the next, Izuku would disappear and appear in front of All Might, kicking him in the stomach. But before the latter could fly away, Izuku would grab him by the face and give him a strong knee strike and then give him a smash. All Might would get up from the rubble, but he had to dodge a blow from Izuku so that he would then hit him again, sending Izuku flying. Izuku was about to get up, but his danger sensor was activated so he could then dodge a punch from All Might. Without wasting time, Izuku would activate 40% of one full all so that he and All Might would then have a hand-to-hand combat where either of them backed down. Each blow generated a small destruction or tremor. Denki, tell me I'm dreaming, right, he said, amazed watching the fight. Tsuyu, I don't think so, Kaminari said, the hexy frog, cough cough, I mean pretty frog, yes that's it. Momo, you are strong, Izuku-kun, she thought. Uraraka, wow, I didn't know that Deku-kun was so powerful as to fight All Might. The fight continued for a few minutes where Izuku was noticeably a little tired, but he decided to increase the percentage of one full all to 50%, having a speed even greater than that of All Might, giving him multiple hits without stopping but being careful not to hit his wound. Sad face, without a doubt you are strong, Grandpa Midori is shown, and I am proud of you, he thought with a smile. Izuku, it was a good fight, villain, but I already achieved my goal, but how about we finish this with our best attacks, he said, giving a smile and getting ready. Task, I think it's good, hero. I hope you survive, he said with a smile and also preparing himself. All Might, without wasting time, would launch himself against Izuku with his best attack, while Izuku did the same. Texas Smash. Izuku, Air Drag Smash. They both clashed fists, but they all swore they saw a lightning dragon in Izuku's attack. Both attacks collided, destroying everything in their path. All Might's attack was winning, but Izuku put all his strength into the attack, making his attack hit All Might, making him fly through many buildings. Mineta, without a doubt. Denki, he's a monster. Toru, he is undoubtedly the strongest in the class. Jairu, if Izuku-kun is the strongest, there's no reason I want him, he thought with a blush. All Might would get up with difficulty, and without hesitation would launch himself against Izuku, who only saw a fly approaching him, but they spoke to him. Speakers, heroes win. But yes, young Bakugo said, trying to find Bakugo who was not there, so that's what he meant, he already achieved it if he committed it. Izuku, in our fight, with every blow he gave, the arrow was directed towards Bakugo so that he could go towards the exit. I see a good plan, ha ha ha. Izuku, well, see you later, All Might. It was a good fight. I hope that next time I can use 100% and not 50%, he said, amazed, to All Might for what he said. I don't know if in the previous chapter Izuku told him how much percentage of OFA he controls. Time skip. Kirishima, dude, that was amazing, said looking at Izuku, who was changing in the locker room. Izuku, he thinks it's not that bad, he said with a small smile. Well, finish quickly because Aizawa sensei wants to talk to us. All/Bakugo, hi. We see Izuku running to his classroom since he was late, and luckily he has a perfect excuse. When he arrives, he will enter. Aizawa, you might want to know why you're late, he said with his quirk activated. Izuku, I lost him on the path of life, sensei. Come on, believe it, believe it. All, what excuse is that? Aizawa, okay, go sit down. All, he really believed it. Aizawa, well, I'll get to the point. I'm sleepy, everyone will go to camp, he said, surprising those who did not pass. As I said, everyone will go to camp, but those who did not pass the exam will have massive training. In other words, they will suffer more than those who passed, he said with an evil smile, scaring those who did not pass. Well, that's all, you can go now. Chapter 5, Camp 3. It was already Saturday in Japan, but we focused on Izuku, who was dressed like this. Izuku, I look good, I think, he said, looking at himself in a mirror. Well, let's call Melissa, he said, and then he picked up his phone and called Melissa. Melissa, hello Midoriya? Izuku, hi Melissa, tell me, are you ready for our date? Melissa, I've been ready for an hour, hee. Izuku, okay, how about we meet at the mall? Melissa, I think it's fine. Izuku, okay, see you later. Melissa, see you later, Midoriya said, loading the call. Izuku, okay, heading to the mall. Time skip 15 minutes. Izuku, I didn't make you wait, or did I? Said Melissa, walking like that, who was sitting on a bench. Melissa, of course not, hee. Izuku, I see, how about we go on our date, he said with a smile. Melissa, okay, step number 2 completed. Izuku and Melissa just went on their date, where Izuku, being the gentleman, took Melissa to a movie theater, then to a restaurant, also to a karaoke where Melissa had a lot of fun, and finally took her home. Melissa, I had a lot of fun, Midoriya, this was one of my happiest days, she said, seeing that they had already arrived home. Izuku, I'm glad to hear that, how about we repeat it another day? Melissa, clear, I say clear, hee, I would like to, she said, very nervous. Izuku, you're cute when you get nervous, he said, caressing Melissa's face, making her blush. Melissa, bu well, I have to go now, she said very nervously, and then gave him a kiss on the cheek and entered her house. Izuku, good night. Time skip Monday. We see Izuku walking through the halls of UA until he reaches his classroom. Izuku, good morning guys, lazily waves at Broccoli. Albakugo, good morning Midoriya /sen/kun /Deku-kun. Momo, you look tired, Midoriya said the hexy one, worried with cough, I mean the dark-haired one. Izuku, calm down, I'm fine, Yayarosa said the Broccoli sitting next to her. Aizawa, shut up and go sit down, said the mother caterpillar, seeing how everyone was already seated. Well, today is the day we will go to camp, any questions? Izuku, how long will the caterpillar camp last, sensei? Aizawa, almost calls him a caterpillar, the time is 1 week, and don't worry since your parents have already been notified. Time skip. Aizawa, okay, get on the bus now. Izuku, Mineta, you will be the last one to go up. Mineta, what, but why should I won't be next to a girl like this? Izuku, for your perversion. Well, get on the bus now, he said, watching how everyone except Mineta got on the bus. Mineta, you dare to touch a girl and you will swear you have never been born, you heard. Mineta, CL sure, he said with fear, getting on the bus with Izuku. Uraraka, Deku and I saved you. She didn't finish because she saw how Izuku sat next to Momo, because he sits next to her and not next to me. Momo, because you sat next to me. Izuku, can't I sit next to my future wife? Momo, and then don't say that. Jairu, damn, Yamamo is getting ahead of me, I have to make my first move, thought the rocker, seeing Izuku and Momo. Time skip 2 hours. Aizawa, wake up, we're coming, the caterpillar shouted, waking everyone up with a scare. Get down. Mina, sensei is sure he didn't go to the wrong place, she said, seeing that they were in the middle of a road. Kenki, I want to go to the bathroom. I'm not going to write how you know the Pootsie caps, so I'll skip to where they finished the test. Aizawa, I see you've arrived. Pixie Bob, I see you were able to destroy all my ground monsters. Ragdoll, oh, that Broccoli is handsome, tell me, do you have a girlfriend, he said, approaching Izuku, wanting to hug him, but he dodged her. Izuku, I'm sorry, but you're older than me. Ragdoll, but I'm not old yet. Izuku, speaking of age, he said, but Ragdoll grabbed him by the neck with a cold look and a chilling look. Ragdoll, that with age brat. Izuku, I just wanted to know what a kid is doing here, said, breaking free from the hold. Mandalay, he is my nephew Kota. Izuku, hi, nice to meet you. My name is he didn't finish because he stopped a punch that was going to his crotch. I see that this is how you say hello, so I will also say hello in a normal way, he said, so that everyone felt a murderous pressure and saw Izuku, but they also swore they saw a lightning dragon on his head. Dragon, I'm hungry, said the imposing dragon, looking at Kota, who was trembling with fear. Kota, I'm scared, and she said, running away to hide behind Mandalay. Izuku, I just wanted to say hello, that's all, he said, stopping raising his murderous pressure. Mineta, what the hell are you, Midoriya? Tiger, what the hell do you teach your students, Shota? He said with fear, looking at Aizawa. Pixie Bob, well, leaving that aside, on that table is your dinner, but from tomorrow on you will have to make your own food. All Izuku Bakugo, hi, Digiron, running to eat because of so much hunger. Time skip. Denki, this is paradise. Kirishima, you're right, bro. Mineta, hey Midoriya, I have a question for you. Izuku, and what question is it? Mineta, you have a girlfriend, he said, drawing everyone's attention, even the girls who were on the other side. Izuku, yes, in fact I have 4 crushes. All where 3 are in love. Mineta, I have a proposal for you. Izuku, it depends if I'm interested. Mineta, if I know the name of one of your girlfriends, will you let me spy on the girls until the end of the year? You said with a perverted smile, scaring the girls. Izuku, deal, I'll give you 2 weeks. But if you don't find any of them, you'll do what I say by the end of the year. Mineta, I already won one of your crushes / my crush is Ochako Uraraka, he said confidently, making Uraraka blush, and the girls get very scared. Izuku, no, I'm not in love with her, he said as if nothing had happened, surprising everyone. Oh, what? Izuku, why are you surprised? I only consider Uraraka as a friend. Girls, they only saw Uraraka with her head down. Izuku, well, I'm leaving now, he said, starting to walk, but was stopped by Mineta. Mineta, at least give me a clue as to who it is. Izuku, 2 of them are not from our class, he said, leaving. Uraraka, he alone saw his companions. Toru, don't see us like this, you always said you didn't like him, and it's not our fault that he's not in love with you. Jairu, it's true. Momo, who is the second crush on Aizaku? Chapter 6, Camp 4. It was already daylight at the camp. Everyone woke up, or so it seemed, since Aizawa woke them up by playing music at full volume. Mina, why are you waking us up at this time, sensei? Said the lost daughter of the Pink Panther, rubbing her eyes like the others. Aizawa, it took them 10 minutes to wake up. Their training will be the most violent, so they didn't pass the exam, said the caterpillar, scaring everyone except Izuku. All Izuku, you can't do that, sensei. Aizawa, don't complain, better be thankful that I'm being kind to you, he said simply, and Midoriya, you won't train with us. I don't know what to teach you. If you want you can go train, but don't sleep, he said, seeing how Izuku was on Jairu's shoulder almost asleep. Jairu, Mimi, Midoriya don't sleep, he said, touching Izuku's head. Izuku, that caterpillar mom doesn't let others sleep and wants to be allowed to sleep, said the broccoli, bothering Aizawa. Aizawa, walk, the strength will not come by itself. All Izuku, hi, they shouted, following Aizawa, leaving Izuku alone, but the latter saw how Mandalay approached him. Mandalay, good morning, Midoriya, how did you wake up? Izuku, good morning, Miss Mandalay, and I woke up horrible, and you? Mandalay, well, I'm used to getting up at this time, hee, and now what are you going to do? Are you going to train since you can't go to sleep? Izuku, I actually do, because if I go to sleep the mother caterpillar will punish me, he said, crying comically, making Mandalay laugh a little. Mandalay, hee, I think that's what I'll call Aizawa. Izuku, okay, see you later, Miss Mandalay. Mandalay, see you later, Midoriya. Izuku, I have to control the rays of the one full all, and I already know how to do it, and for that I will have to go deeper into the forest, he thought, and then went deeper into the forest. Here is fine. Izuku activated the One Full All and began to meditate, while little by little the rays of the One Full All became intense. Izuku increased the percentage of the One Full All, and then raised his hand and revealed some green rays. Izuku, I did it, but I have to train to not lose control of the rays and harm my loved ones, he said, and then began to train with the rays of the One Full All. In Izuku's subconscious. 7 Carrier, what the hell, how can he control the rays of the Ofa? 5 Carrier, interesting. 3 Carrier, if he keeps this up he will easily surpass all for 1 Carrier, sooner or later he will have to meet us, and tell him the responsibility of the One Full All, he said seriously while watching how Izuku trained the rays of the One Full All. Nana, and when will he have to meet us? 1 Carrier, we will call you tomorrow night. Out of Izuku's subconscious. With Class A. Mina, Aizawa-sensei, we can take a break, said the pink one while doing push-ups like some others. Aizawa, we just started so don't complain, he said while having a hand-to-hand combat with Momo and Jiraiya. Jiraiya, you are good, but you get distracted. In a real fight you would have been killed, and you Jaguaros are also good, but you are very slow. Momo, it won't happen again, sensei. Jiraiya, I won't be distracted again, said the rocker while trying to kick the mother caterpillar. Tsuyu, Todoroki, what are you doing? She said, calling everyone's attention, and seeing that Todoroki had his fire side active, and was trying to do something. Todoroki, I'm following Midoriya's advice to let my fire quirk flow throughout my body, although it's very difficult, he said, half and half, but then everyone saw how Todoroki's fire covered his entire body. Hey, I did it. All Aizawa, you did it. Bakugo, first the damn Deku and now the half and half. Time skip. Aizawa, training is over, let's go back to camp. Everyone, finally, they said tiredly, and then went to the camp where when they arrived they would see Izuku, who arrived at the same time as them. Izuku, hello guys. All Bakugo, hello Midoriya. Mineta, Midoriya, I think I know the name of one of your crush, he said, calling everyone's attention. Izuku, I hear you. Mineta, it's Mina Ashido, said the Yuva confidently and blushing. Mina. Izuku, no, it's not her. Mineta, Izuku, keep going like this and you'll never know who they are, lol. Lie raise. Aizawa, well, go take a bath and don't forget that you are the ones who will make your own dinner, said the giant caterpillar, and then left, and everyone did the same, but Izuku ran into Momo. Momo, because I always have to take it out on you, she said with a depressed aura. Izuku, that means you don't love me, he said, pretending sadness. Momo, of course not, it's just that I'm still not used to you touching my body and kissing me. Izuku, well, get used to it, after all you are my future wife, he said, and then approached and gave Momo a kiss which she accepted. Momo, who is the other girl you like, she said, separating from the kiss and looking at Izuku. Izuku, it's Jiraiya. Momo, I see, you are definitely a womanizer, she said, but then she felt Izuku touch her butt. Izuku, hee, I like the way you moan, he said, and then kissed and caressed Momo's breasts while the latter gave muffled moans. Momo, okay, Izuku-kun, let's go take a bath. Izuku, let's go. Do you want us to take a bath together? Maybe I'm not the pervert, but you. Momo, no, better see you later, she said before running away blushing. Izuku, hee, I love her so much, he said, and then went to take a bath. Time skip. Izuku, I told you it would work, said the broccoli to the bicolor while eating. Todoroki, hee, you're right, your advice is good. Izuku, hey guys, said, calling Todoroki, Momo, Jiraiya and Tokoemi. If Tokoemi decided to join the group. All yes, Captain / Midoriya. Tokoemi, Captain. Jiraiya, that's what we call it. Izuku, well, leaving that aside, I have an incredible idea depending on if you want to cooperate. Momo, depends on which idea. Jiraiya, it's true. Izuku, how about we create an organization in secret? All, you're crazy, the heroes won't stop chasing us. Izuku, hee, calm down, I have everything thinking. Dark Shadow, and what will we call the main organization? Izuku, Akatsuki. Tokoemi, I asked if joining you was a good idea, but as long as you don't see my face it's fine. Todoroki, I'm in, and as long as they don't see my face it's fine. Momojiro, I'm joining too. Izuku, perfect. The first step is to ask Melissa and May if they can create our tunic for us. Tokoemi, what kind of robes? And second, who are going to be in the organization? Izuku, the robes are so they don't see our faces, and those who will be in the organization will be us and Shinso for the moment. Jairu, and why did you mention Hatsum and Shield if they won't be in the organization? Izuku, you're right, they will be in charge of notifying us if there is a problem in a place, but we will only act at night. Jairu, you definitely thought of everything, Midoriya. Izuku, hee thanks Jairu-chan, said the broccoli Muja panties, blushing the aforementioned and making Momo a little jealous. Todoroki, and what is the robe that we will wear? He said, drawing everyone's attention, and then seeing how Izuku took out his phone showing a photo. Ignore the ninja band. Dark shadow, looks cool, boss. All, I agree. Momo, and when will we start? Izuku, for now we have to become stronger since we will have the heroes after us, but while we train, I will tell me and Melissa if they can create the tunic for us. Jairu, and how will they do it since the UA could suspect? Izuku, as I said, Jairu-chan, I have everything on my mind, he said, but then Lita, Uraraka and Tsuyu approached. Uraraka, hi guys, can we sit with you? Izuku, sure, go ahead. Lita, and what were you talking about? She said to make both of them nervous, but they didn't show it. Izuku, Todoroki's behavior was previously cold as ice and also an emo, and now he is someone healthy and more open. Todoroki, oh, it's not that bad. Izuku, but I'm right. Todoroki, but you're right, hey. All ha 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 ha. Chapter 7 Final Camp. It was already daylight in the camp and Class A was already awake, although at first glance they looked tired. Aizawa, I see you have energy for training, said the future butterfly, looking at her students with dark circles in their eyes. Mineta, he sees our face of being with energy, sensei, said the lost grape angrily, but Aizawa ignored him. Aizawa, we will do the same training as yesterday, but we will put in 3 times the effort, he said with a chilling smile. Izuku, and I will continue training alone. Aizawa, yes, not at the same time, since Class B is also coming to the camp and I want you to train 2 of their students. Izuku, sensei, I understand that I'm Hexy and everything, but it's not for you to let me train 2 girls, he said with a poker face. Aizawa, shut up if you don't want a punishment, he said with red eyes, but then Class B came out of the forest along with their respective sensei. Vlad, good morning brats, we are sorry for the delay. Aizawa, good, since you are here, we will begin training. Vlad, okay, Kendo and Yui, go with the broccoli over there, he will train you. He only pointed at Izuku, who was crying anime style on Momo's shoulder. Izuku, he said broccoli to me, he said broccoli to me. Momo, okay, Midoriya, he was just giving him pats on the back. Yui, since the one who will train us will be Izuku and AAA, damn, I'm not ready to talk to him, and if he doesn't like my temperament, AAA, shut up Yui, calm down, thought the Hexy and stoic Yui, cough cough, I say the stoic Yui Kodai. Aizawa, well let's go, and Midoriya, they are under your protection. Vlad, don't do anything bad to him, or I'll castrate you, he said seriously, and then he left with Class A and B, leaving Izuku, Kendo and Yui alone. Izuku, well, first of all, I'm Izuku Midoriya and you can introduce yourself and tell me your quirks. He just gave a smile, Muja panties blushing the girls, although Yui did not show it. Kendo, I am Itsuka Kendo and my quirk allows me to enlarge my hands, he said, making a demonstration of his quirk. Izuku, you have a good quirk, but you are wasting it a lot. Don't worry, your good quirk will evolve with me. Yui Kodai, my quirk allows me to make small some objects that are in my Caribbean, she said with a stoic face, but inside she is a mess like when your mom shows you the flip-flop XD. Izuku, good quirk, but the same as with Kendo, your quirk is wasted, but don't worry because with me they will be monsters. Also Kodai, you should smile more often because I'm sure you would look beautiful smiling, he said, the first thing with pride and the last thing caressing Yui's cheeks, which was blushing. Yui, he said, I am beautiful, and he is touching me more. Kendo, Cough cough, when will we start training Midoriya-sensei? Izuku, right now, but first we will go to the forest where later you will train your kendo, your quirk. You will try to activate your quirk not only in your hands but also throughout your body, but go slowly, and you will also train your quirk, only you will not make the objects small but large. Ambas, okay. Just as Izuku said, they went to the forest to train, where upon arrival they warmed up a bit. Then just as Izuku said, they began to enter their quirks. The first was kendo, in which he tried to activate his quirk in his legs, but to Izuku's surprise he succeeded on the first attempt, causing Izuku to increase his training, which consisted of running 10 kisses throughout the forest with his quirk activated in his legs so that he could get used to it. And finally he would tell him to train his legs by kicking in the air, also on a tree. And the second was Yui, who also surprised Izuku, since on the first try she was able to enlarge an object on the first try, giving it a size of 4 meters, making Izuku tell her to try to enlarge 6 objects at the same time, which was very complicated for her. Izuku, they surprised me without a doubt, without strength, he said, seeing how both girls were tired and hungry. Kendo, when are we going to eat, Midoriya-sensei? Izuku, if you manage to defeat me in hand-to-hand combat without using your quirks, we will go to eat, but if you don't manage to defeat me, you won't eat anything until nighttime, he said with a chilling smile, scaring both girls, who without hesitation launched themselves against Izuku. Kendo and Yui tried to hit Izuku, who dodged it easily. The fight continued, with Kendo and Yui trying to at least hit Izuku, but they couldn't. Izuku only dodged the blows that each girl sent him, although he saw that both girls were only attacking like crazy, and he also saw many openings in the attacks of both. Time skip. We see Kendo and Yui on the ground, very tired and very, very hungry, while in front of them was Izuku looking at them. Izuku, they have strong will, they were standing from the afternoon until the night. They certainly make me proud, although it is time to go to camp, otherwise they will die of hunger. This charge to both girls heading to the camp. Both, you are a monster, they said with pain in their bodies. Seeing how Izuku laughed lightly, they walked for a few minutes until they reached the camp, where upon arriving they would see both classes having dinner with the Putsi Cap and their senseis. Kendo, finally food. He is with Yui. Without hesitation they went to eat as if there was no tomorrow. Vlad, boy, what did you do to my students? Izuku, nothing, just train them. Yui/Kendo, you are a monster. In the night and Izuku's subconscious. Izuku, where am I? He said, looking everywhere until 7 people appeared in front of him. Nana, hello Midoriya. Izuku, hello, who are you? Nana, we are the bearers of the One Full One. Izuku, aha, and I'm the hexiest and most womanizing god of all, he said sarcastically. 5 Portador, at least you're right, you're a womanizer. 6 Portador, but Hexy, I doubt it. Izuku, are you jealous that I'm more handsome than you? He said with a poker face, leaving the bearer silent. Well, who are you and where are we? 1 Carrier, as Nana already said, we are the previous carriers of the One Full All, and where we are in the core of the One Full All. Izuku, wait, Nana, the same Nana Shimura, the teacher of All Might, he said, surprised seeing Nana, even though All Might had already told me about her, but he never said she was very beautiful. He thought, looking surreptitiously at Nana, but he didn't know that the carriers could hear his thoughts. Blushing Nana. 1 Carrier, well, we have called you since you are alive. How were you able to control the rays of the One Full All? Something very surprising at your young age. Izuku, it was easy, he said nervously, scratching the back of his neck. 1 Bearer, therefore we have decided to give you our quirk, but in due time, since if we give it to you now your body will explode. Izuku, wow, really, he said with stars in his eyes. 2 Carrier, yes. Izuku, in short, I will have them in due time. 1 Carrier, yes, well, that was all. We will call you if you awakened a quirk. Izuku, okay, but wait, how do I get out of here? The carriers just fell back upon hearing what Izuku said. Nana, just think about going out. Izuku, so easy, well, goodbye Barbaros and Barbara, he said, and then disappeared from the core, leaving the carriers with a drop of sweat. A week. A week had already passed since Izuku spoke to the bearers. In that period of time he trained Kendo and Yui. Although for them that training was not a training but a hell, although she did not complain since that training paid off. Kendo could already activate his quirk in almost his entire body. Although he only uses his quirk in his legs and arms, he also learned hand-to-hand combat so that he would not only depend on his quirk according to Izuku. Yui could already enlarge 7 objects to a size of 7 meters, but if they were objects that were at her level, she could enlarge them to a size of 60 meters, and just like Kendo, she learned hand-to-hand combat. On Izuku's part, he also trained. He could not only control the one full all rays but he could also summon other types of rays. In short, it is as if he already had a lightning quirk. He also improved his senses and the danger sensor. Izuku, Gosu, you have improved, he said, dodging a kick from Yui, and then jumping dodging a kendo blow. Good, the training is over, it's time to go to camp. Kendo, how are you so strong, sensei? Izuku, trained he this one will only caress Sonoria's hair from Kendo, making her blush and making Yui jealous. Calm down, Yui, don't be jealous, he said, caressing Yui's hair, which made her blush. Yui, I'm not jealous, she said stoically. Izuku, ha ha ha, well let's go to camp, said the broccoli with legs, starting to walk to the camp until he got there and saw Class A and B. Shoto, hello Midoriya. Izuku, you. Mineta, Midoriya, your crush is Toru, he said with a perverted smile, blushing the pensioner and making someone jealous. Izuku, no, it's not her. Mineta, but who the hell is your crush? Izuku, I don't know, you tell me, he said with a poker face. Mineta, she's little Midoriya. Izuku, well, I'm going to take a bath until later. Everything would happen the same as in the original story, only here Kendo would manage to capture the smoke villain whose name I don't even know, and the fight between Izuku versus Muscular Fuss would be different. Muscular, wait, you're on the list, he said with an evil smile, looking at Izuku who was in front of Kota. Izuku, what a smart guy. Muscular, ha ha ha, Tamura wants me to kill you, but he wants that Akatsuki Bakugo alive. Izuku, in short, his goal is Akatsuki Bakugo. Muscular, you're already smart, brat. I'll enjoy killing you just like that kid. Ha 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 ha, he said like a psychopath. Izuku, Kota climbs on my back quickly. Kota, without wasting time, would do as he says. I'll finish this quickly. $1 all 12%. Muscular, ha 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 ha, what would a brat like you do to me? He would not finish speaking since from one moment to the next he saw how Izuku was already in front of him, giving him a strong kick in the ribs, sending him crashing into a mountain which split in two by the impact. Izuku, without wasting time, would run towards the camp, but on the way he met Aizawa. Izuku, Aizawa-sensei, take Kota, I have to go with Mandalay, it's urgent. He would just give it to Kota and he would leave at great speed. Thus the location of Mandalay, which was together with Tiger fighting against 2 villains. Mandalay, what are you doing here? Midoriya, go to camp. Izuku, inform all the students that the villain's target is Akatsuki Bakugo. Mandalay, okay, but go to camp is an order, he said, and then saw how Izuku left in a blur of speed and then told everyone about the villain's objective. Time skip. A day had already passed since the attack of the villains who took Bakugo for no apparent reason. All my, thank you young Yaoyorozu, he said with his typical smile, looking at a tracker that Momo had given him. Naomasa, don't worry, we'll bring your partner back safe and sound, she said, and then left Momo's room. Izuku, I see you've already woken up, how do you feel? He said seriously, sitting at the window while next to him were Todoroki, Jairu, Tokoemi, Kendo and Yui. Momo, well, my wounds have already healed, but why is everyone here? She said, a little worried to see Izuku's seriousness, which was not normal in the. Izuku, you can create another tracker to locate the Nomus, he asked still seriously. Momo, yes I can, but why do you want it? Wait, perhaps. Izuku, yes, we will go for Bakugo, but it will be at night. It is time for Akatsuki to make itself known, he said in a cold voice.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.